It's one thing to make promises, we've got to deliver on those promises. So let's start with the public sector wage bill. Negotiations are going to begin in the coming weeks. We know the last agreement is still in court. Everything the minister said hinges on winning that litigation, but also politically telling public sector workers that for the next 3 to 4 years, not only are you going to freeze their wages, but that there may be job cuts for healthcare workers, for law enforcement workers, for people in the military. Will that fly?
We would want to avoid those job cuts in the health service, in the military, in the police, because there are critical functions that must be performed. We would want to avoid that at all costs. But look, balancing budget is a balancing act. We do that all the time, and it's not easy. So here, something must give. If we want higher wages, something must give. And what is that has to give? Do we close certain non-programs? Maybe yes. But the key for me is affordability. If we cannot afford it, let's not go there. But how do we then get to afford it? The only way is to grow the economy. After growing the economy, tax revenues come our way. Then we are able to actually employ more people and expand more services with more human resources. And I think that's the balancing act that we have to make all the time. And this time around, again, yes, it was difficult to do that balancing act. You are right. The last point on your opening statement, the huge risk to this framework is around wages and whether this will pass or not. If it doesn't pass, I think we have to go back to the drawing board.
But I guess the reason I'm asking you, particularly in framing it as dotting the I's and crossing the T's, reducing the public sector wage bill in terms of freezes is not going to be enough to get you to that figure of 303.4 billion rand. You're going to have to do these cuts whether you like it or not.
Yes, we'll have to do that. We'll have to do that, increasing. But the other factor is also in a function of all of this equation is the growth in the economy, because as much as we have to, the freezing is not going to be enough, but we have to grow the economy in order for that number to increase and for that affordability. And obviously we'll then stop talking about freezing. We'll increase at least by inflation, which makes sense, and no doubt, but affordability at this point in time, and I'm emphasizing at this point in time, is an issue.
Current events, developing stories.
Tough questions.
Your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.